Every year for about 2 months, I fall off the face of the planet. And when I explain to people what I'm doing in that time, they get very confused when I try to explain jousting to them. It's just big dudes in big suit of armors with even bigger sticks trying to break them on each other. It's not that complex, so here's a video. This is the Sherwood Forest Fair 2025 Tournament Joust. 6 knights will ruthlessly beat the crap out of each other to figure out who amongst them will be our Lord Champion. There will be 5 rounds. Each round will consist of 3 matches, and each match will have 4 lance passes. After all 5 rounds, whoever 2 knights have the most wins will duke it out to see who amongst them is the champion. Before we start hitting people with big sticks, let me tell you how this is gonna work. Each knight will take a lance in hand and charge down the list, attempting to strike their opponent upon the Grand Guard. If they do make contact, they will be awarded 1 point. And nobody cared. What we really want to see is a knight hit their foe so hard it explodes and sends splinters flying everywhere. If a knight does that, they will be awarded 5 points. But wait, there's more. If a knight should strike with such ferocity and such power that it knocks their opponent out of the seat and into the dirt and grime and broken dreams below, that will award that knight 10 points, and almost guaranteeing the victory in that match. And now you know how it works, let's break some sticks.
Start the damn joust before I myself.
Starting our tournament, I will introduce our knights as they are entered into the list. Starting our joust, riding in the blue and gold, the Ox of Manchester, Sir Christopher Hatton. Christopher is referred to as some fans as the Dirt Knight, because he's seen the dirt far more than others. But no matter how hard he hits the floor, nothing, not even the cold hand of death itself, stops him from getting back up. To face him, we have in the black and the gold, the Raven of Kent, Dame Eleanor Hawkins. This is the first time a hobbit has ever left the Shire to pursue a combat sport. They are also recovering from a hip injury, so no matter what happens, give them a hand. They shall both come into the list for their first pass. At the ready, charge on! Oh, what a pass! Did you see what I think I saw though? Give me a replay on that. Dame Eleanor made contact with Sir Christopher's lance. That rocked him pretty well, but he stayed within the seats. For contact, Dame Eleanor gets 1 point. And for goodly break, Sir Christopher gets 5 points. Back into the list for our second pass. At the ready, charge on! Dame Eleanor once again making contact with Sir Christopher's lance. He sent him off target, but he still managed to strike. Goodly hits for both of them, no breaks though, so 1 point each knight. Let's get a third pass between these our knights. Charge on! Oh, that was a massive hit. And good recovery from both knights. They both stayed in the saddle. That was awesome. 5 points to each for broken lances. We shall have one final pass between these knights. Knights at the ready! Charge on! Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about! That's what we're here for! Wait, hold on. Is Eleanor okay? They are alive! Woo! Christopher is what I'm talking about! That's what we're here for. In the dirt! Well, after that, that's a clear victory for Sir Christopher. Let's introduce our next 2 knights. In the red and the gold, we have the Stallion of Lancaster, Sir William Dudley. He is the champion of these fields, and to level the playing field, they gave him the newest speed. Give it up to Stella! This will be her 3rd week jousting. So if William does great, don't cheer for him. He's been there before. Cheer for Stella, coming for Sir William's title in the green and the gold, the bronze skull of Blackburn, Sir Daniel Fane, the newest of our here knights, but not the least. Let's get this tournament started. This here will be the first pass, with our knights at the ready. They shall charge on. Both knights scoring a breaking hit. They each earn 5 points. Let's get our second pass between these knights. with the knights at the ready. Charge on! That's more like it. It's a goodly hit. 2 breaks, 10 points each. Let's keep it going. The third pass between our knights, with the knights at the ready. They shall charge on. That's a goodly break for Sir William, and no contact for Sir Daniel. He's seen better days. It's 5 points for William, nothing for Daniel. This will be our fourth and final pass between our knights, with the knights at the ready. Charge on! With Stella steering off center, both knights absolutely miss each other, hitting nothing but the air. Reminds me of playing basketball. That leaves the totals at 15-10. Sir William proving why he is the Lord Champion of these fields. Before I introduce our next knight, let me give you some background on him. This guy shows up once a season for tournament weekend, and that's it. He usually places first or second place. If anyone's the guy, it's this knight. He is literally him. But this year he's dealing with pneumonia while also having to do the tournament. So if at any point you're disappointed with his performance, think about the last time you were sick and your mom made you chicken noodle soup. Well, imagine if instead of staying at home, laying in bed, drinking that soup, you were put in a 100-pound suit of armor, put up on a horse in the Texas heat, grabbed a big old stick, and beat your friends to death with it. That's what he's doing. He's suffering for your entertainment. Give it up to your knights in the black and the green, the Bear of Northumbria, Sir Jacob Samuels! And to beat the sickness back into him, we have a knight that rides in the black and silver, the Stag of York, Sir Victor Thorne! Sir Victor has been jousting almost as long as I've been alive. That's kind of ridiculous. Let's get into it. With our knights in the list, we shall start our first pass at the ready. Charge on! A powerful strike from both knights, each earning 5 points and just absolutely breaking their lances. You gotta love it. Let's get on to the second pass. At the ready. Charge on! Another powerful strike. Sir Victor breaking his lance, but look at this replay. That's a goodly hit. Sir Jacob rocked Victor in the saddle, and his lance just refused to break. A little bit more, that might have been Victor on the ground. While it was just a hit, it wasn't a small hit. 1 point for Sir Jacob, 5 points for Sir Victor. On to the third pass. At the ready. Charge on! Because of his horse saying no to him, Sir Jacob just missed. Although, Victor was able to kind of lean over and poke him a little bit. So, 5 points to Victor. Our final pass between these knights. Knights at the ready. Charge on! A clean break from Sir Victor. That's 5 points. And once again, Sir Jacob struck his opponent, but the lance refused to break. Considering his condition, that was a great match for Sir Jacob. But unfortunately, Sir Victor takes the win. That's why they call him the Victor. After this here, our first round, we have 1 win for Sir William, 1 win for Sir Victor, and 1 win for Sir Christopher. Not to worry, there are still 4 more rounds for our knights to gather victories. Let's start round 2. In our next bout, we have Sir Jacob versus Sir William. I always look forward to seeing these two go at it. They're undeniably the 2 best knights on the field. Let's get into it. With the knights at the ready, they shall charge on! Stella once again steering off course, causing a total miss. Each knight gets 0 points. If Sir William and Sir Stella don't dial in, this is not going to be a good tournament for them. On to the next pass. At the ready. Charge on. Oh, that's a big hit. Did you see that? See the break? Both knights were like completely unfazed by that. That's... Alright. 5 points each. Now with our third pass, with our knights at the ready. Charge on! A great hit for Sir William, earning himself 5 points with a shattered lance. Unfortunately, Jacob only managed to score a lawful touch. 1 point. For the final pass between these two here are knights. At the ready. Charge on. Both knights striking their opponents. Sir Jacob's lance refusing to break, and Sir William's lance just shattering like it was nothing. 5 points to William, 1 point to Sir Jacob. With 15 points, Sir William takes the victory, explaining why he's the champion of these here fields. Our next matchup will be between Sir Daniel Fane and Sir Christopher Hatton. These knights always prove energetic. Let's get into it. At the ready. Charge on. Woo! That's what I came to see, a double dehorsing, both knights in the dirt. Sir Christopher bouncing right back to his feet. What'd I tell you? He's like a rubber band or something, I don't know. Find a metaphor in there. Sir Daniel's laying on the floor. Is Sir Daniel gonna get back up and meet his opponent, or is he gonna lay there and forfeit the match? Very, very slowly he rises back to his feet. Let's give them another pass. Let's see that again, that'd be awesome. At the ready. Charge on. Oh, another big hit. A goodly contact for Daniel. Only 1 point. Unfortunately, that lance just did not want to break. But Sir Christopher, he broke that lance. 5 points. On to our third pass. Charge on. Ooh, a solid miss all around. Must have been the wind. Let's not linger on that. Keep going. Final pass. Charge on. Another break for Sir Christopher, and Daniel's not dialed in at all. That's 5 points for Sir Christopher, and Daniel with a 0. Unfortunate. I had high hopes for that. That was a way to start that, and Daniel was just not having it. He was shook. This win clearly goes to Sir Christopher. For our next match, Eleanor is back in the saddle, ready to take on Sir Victor Thorne. Let's get into it. At the ready. Charge on. Both knights breaking their lances, and Sir Victor holding on to Eleanor's lance as if it owes him money. 5 points to each knight. Let's give them their second pass. At the ready. Charge on. A disgustingly clean break from Sir Victor. Look at this replay. He barely even noticed it happened. Unfortunately, that is a miss from Dame Eleanor. 5 points for Victor, 0. 0. That's like 3. Why am I doing that? 0 for Eleanor. Start the third pass. At the ready. Charge on. A lawful touch for Dame Eleanor. And another clean break for Sir Victor. He's on a roll. Let's go with our fourth. That'd be awesome. Perfect game. All breaks. Let's get this last pass going. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Let's go, baby. Another double dehorsing. Both knights are on the ground. I'm trying not to get trampled by Thor. Victor is already on his feet. Is Eleanor even alive over there? No, seriously. Twitch an arm, a leg, a finger, hell, even a toe. Do something to let us know that you are alive. Actually, I think they might be in trouble. Eleanor's alive. That's 10 points to both knights. What a crazy match. That was wild. Sir Victor's on a roll with a score of 25. Sir Victor takes this one home. I wonder why they call him Sir Victor. After our second round, we have 2 wins for Sir William, 2 wins for Sir Christopher, and 2 wins for Sir Victor. Things are looking pretty stacked against Sir Daniel, Sir Jacob, and Dame Eleanor, but there are still 3 more rounds. That could be 3 more wins for any of them. Let's get this started. Starting off our third round, we have Sir William Dudley versus Sir Victor Thorne. This is about to be a tiebreaker match. Both knights into the list. At the ready. Charge on. Sir Victor with a good break. 5 points. Sir William with a really good hit that rocked Victor, but no break of his lance. 1 point. Continuing on to pass 2. At the ready. Charge on. Sir William absolutely rocking Sir Victor, but this time he broke his lance. And Sir Victor also breaking his lance. 5 points to each knight. Let's get our third pass. At the ready. Charge on. A goodly strike for each knight. Unfortunately, no breaks, but Sir William is not done rocking Victor. Those are good hits. He's having to work to stay in the saddle. Our final pass between these knights. Knights at the ready. Charge on. A goodly break for Sir Victor, but unfortunately for Sir William, nothing but a lawful touch. 1 point to Sir William. And the victory to Sir Victor Thorne. I wonder why they call him Sir Victor. Our second match will be between Sir Daniel Thane and Dame Eleanor Hawkins. Both of these knights are looking for their first win, and no matter what happens, one of them's taking it home. Let's see who wants it more. On to the first pass, with our knights at the ready. Charge on! I guess they equally don't want it. 0 points. No points. Not a single one. Next pass. At the ready. Charge on! There we go! Eleanor must want the win! They break their lance, earning themselves 5 points. And Sir Daniel must have the sun in his face because he can't seem to hit Eleanor. On to the third pass. At the ready. Charge on! Sir Daniel must be taking my comments personally, because not only did he hit his target, he broke his lance. And not only did he break his lance, he gave the top half to Eleanor so they could keep it as a souvenir. Dame Eleanor still getting a lawful hit, earning 1 point. The final pass, and it's anyone's game, with the knights at the ready. Charge on! Dame Eleanor breaking a lance on Daniel, but not without being absolutely rocked. Did you see that? Look at that. That's not a dehorsing though. They stayed within the saddle. Unfortunately, that means Daniel only scored a hit. He didn't want it. He did not want it. This victory goes to Dame Eleanor Hawkins. Our last match of this round is going to be Sir Christopher Hatton versus Sir Jacob Samuels. If it wasn't for his health, this would easily go to Sir Jacob, but let's see what happens. With our knights at the ready, they shall charge on. A good hit from both knights, but unfortunately, all that force went into some kind of lance gymnastics. 1 point for each knight. Let's try that again. Back into the list for your second pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on! A great pass. Sir Christopher breaking that lance pretty high up on the Grand Guard. Let's get a replay. Look at that point of contact. It's almost in the face. Just about pushing him out of the saddle, but he manages to stay on his horse. With 2 breaks, that's 5 points to each knight. On to the third pass. At the ready. Charge on! Sir Christopher with a solid break, and but a touch for Sir Jacob. The standing is now 10-6. Sir Jacob could still take this one home. Let's see our final pass between these knights. At the ready. Charge on. What a break! They both sent shards of lance flying everywhere. It was like wooden confetti. Paper's made out of wood, isn't it? So isn't all confetti wooden confetti? That makes the score 15-11. This one goes to Sir Christopher Hatton. Woo! That's my boy. After this third round, we have 3 wins for Sir Victor, 3 wins for Sir Christopher, 2 wins for Sir William, and 1 win for Dame Eleanor. Unfortunately, with their pre-existing injury and their meeting with the grounds, Dame Eleanor Hawkins is forfeiting the rest of their matches. This brings the new standing to 3 wins for Sir Victor, Sir William, and Sir Christopher, and 1 win for Sir Jacob and Dame Eleanor. We need these scores to break up a little. On to round 4. Starting off round 4 will be another tie-breaking match. Sir Victor Thorne versus Sir Christopher Hatton. This is anyone's game at this point, but I think we know why they call him Victor. Knights at the ready! Charge on! A solid hit and break for both knights, but it looked to me like Christopher got hit in the leg. That has gotta hurt. On to the next pass. At the ready! Charge on! That was an intense hit. Sir Christopher breaking his lance like a twig, and Sir Victor hitting his opponent and then proceeding to hit himself in the back of the head with his own lance. This standing is now 10-6. This here is our 3rd pass. At the ready. Charge on. And the knights both miss. Must have been the wind. Next pass. At the ready! Charge on! A solid hit from both knights, breaking their lances. Do you know why they call him Sir Victor? I don't, because with a standing of 15-11, this victory goes to Sir Christopher Hatton. The next match of this round will be Sir Daniel Fane versus Sir Jacob Samuels. They are each competing to see which knight continues to wear the color green. Nah, I'm kidding, but wouldn't that be funny? Knights at the ready! Charge on! Both knights just kind of love tap each other. Is this green camaraderie I'm seeing? Let's get some violence! Next pass! At the ready! Charge on! That is a break for Sir Jacob and a goodly touch for Sir Daniel. It's still anyone's match. Next pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Sir Daniel breaking his lance upon Jacob and Jacob just touching Daniel. Wait. Daniel broke his lance, earning 5 points, and Jacob just striking his opponent. That makes the knights tied at 6. This is anyone's game. Next pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Daniel made himself no contact, so no points, which also means no victory because Sir Jacob broke his lance, earning himself 5 points and taking home this victory. After this 4th round, we have 4 wins for Sir Christopher, 3 wins for Sir Victor and Sir William, 2 wins for Sir Jacob, and 1 win for Dame Eleanor. Sir Christopher being in the lead is a shock, more so to Christopher himself. If he keeps this up, he will be going home with the title of champion. Starting off our 5th and final round, we have Sir Christopher Hatton versus Sir William Dudley. This one is for all the cranberry sauce. If William wins this, he is likely going to the finals. If he does not, he is more than likely out and done. Let's get this started. At the ready! Charge on! That is 2 clean breaks, and Sir William even leaves a little bit of his lance for Christopher to take home, but Christopher says no and yeets that thing into the audience. Let's get our 2nd pass. At the ready! Charge on! Sir William breaking his lance, and Sir Christopher's lance was attached to him like a magnet. I'm not sure if I even know what was going on there. 5-1. Next pass. At the ready. Charge on. Both knights breaking their lance. Sir William sent his tumbling through the air. Let's get a replay on that. Isn't that just fun to watch? With the score at 15-11, this next pass will decide everything. You can call me a cowboy because I'm raising the stakes. If William wins, he goes to the finals. He likely goes to the finals. If he doesn't, he might be out. With the knights at the ready! Charge on! Another 2 solid breaks from both knights, each earning 5 points. You already know this. Unfortunately for Christopher, that was not enough to take home the championship. He needed a dehorsing, or at least for William to not do anything. This match goes to the reigning champion, Sir William Dudley. The last match before the championship is upon us. Sir Victor Thorne will face off against Sir Daniel Thane. If Sir Victor wins, we will have a 3-way tie for the title of champion. If Sir Victor loses, he's out. Let's get this started. At the ready. Charge on. Both knights absolutely disintegrating their lances. And Sir Victor almost got thrown from his horse. Did you see that? Let's get a replay. William and Christopher must have felt that one from the sidelines. Let's do that again for our second pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Daniel with a lawful strike, gaining 1 point. And Victor breaking his lance again. He must really want that championship title. This might be his year. Let's see what happens in our next pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Daniel once again being thrown way off target by the wind. And Victor, I'm not sure what he was doing, but hopefully he doesn't end up fleeing himself from his own horse. That's a goodly hit for Victor and nothing for Daniel. Daniel could still do something miraculous and take this one home. Let's see what happens. At the ready. Charge on. Once again, our knights both break their lances, sending shards of wooden confetti into the audience. Don't you love to see it? That means 5 points for each knight. And that does mean Sir Victor will be going to the finals. With that there 5th round, we are left with 4 wins for Sir Christopher Hatton, 4 wins for Sir William Dudley, and 4 wins for Sir Victor Thorne, for a 3-way tie. Each of these knights will compete in the championship match. Whichever knight wins the most between these 3 will go home the champion of the Sherwood Forest Fair Joust. Let's get into it. Fighting for the title of champion first, we have in the blue and the gold, the Ox of Manchester, Sir Christopher Hatton. Defending his title is the reigning champion in the red and the gold, the Stallion of Lancaster, Sir William Dudley. Let's start our first pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. With a fantastic break from Sir William, he earns 5 points. Unfortunately, Sir Christopher gets no break, but a lawful touch. 1 point. Let's see if he wants more in the next one. With our knights at the ready, they may charge on. But a goodly hit for both knights, each earning 1 point. The nerves must be getting to them. With the score at 6-2, Sir Christopher could still break into the lead and take this one home. Let's see if he does that in our last pass between these knights. With the knights at the ready, they may charge on. An amazing save for Sir Christopher, getting almost rocked out of his saddle, but he managed to stay in. And Sir William proving why he is the champion, taking this one home easily without even thinking about it. For our second match, we'll bring into the list, riding in the black and silver, the Stag of York, Sir Victor Thorne. Against him is still your knight in the blue and gold, the Ox of Manchester, Sir Christopher Hatton. For Sir Christopher, this is a make or break match. If he fails to win this, he is a definite 3rd place winner. Let's get into it. Knights at the ready. Charge on! With a clean break, Sir Victor takes the lead with 5 points. Sir Christopher takes it home with 1 point with a lawful touch. It's not early enough to call this match, so let's get their second pass. At the ready. Charge on. What a pass! Sir Christopher getting a lawful touch and his lance just refusing to break. That almost took him out of the saddle. His own lance. But he stayed in. Sir Victor, as always, shattering his lance as he does. At 10-2, if Sir Christopher can manage to dehorse his opponent, he could take this as a win. Let's see what happens. At the ready! Charge on! In the dirt! Woo! That's what I'm talking about, Victor, taking it home! This means that Sir Christopher is winning himself 3rd place. That means 1 win for William, 1 win for Victor. It comes down to 1 more match. Let's see what happens. Now this will be our final match of the season. Whoever wins this will be named champion, defending his title from last year. In the red and the gold, the Stallion of Lancaster, Sir William Dudley! And coming for William's title, we have in the black and the silver, the Stag of York, Sir Victor Thorne! This is for all the glory. Knights at the ready! Charge on! What goes around comes around. Sir Victor in the dirt. Sir William is not giving up his title easily. Let's see what happens for our second pass. Knights at the ready. Charge on. Sir William's lance making contact with Victor, refusing to break, sending him flying off the back of his horse. This is why he is the reigning Sherwood champion. The score is only 20-10. That means if Victor manages 10 points here and William manages 0, we will start tiebreaker passes. Let's see what happens in our 3rd pass. At the ready. Charge on. I think Sir Victor is a little shook from hitting the ground twice because his lance came way over the other side and just totally missed. And Sir William, another lawful hit, but no break. That means 1 point. But he's at 21-10. He takes home the victory. With the final lance lowered and the dust settled, it is time to honor the competitors of the tournament. In 6th place with a forfeit, we have Dame Eleanor Hawkins. In 5th place, we have Sir Daniel Fain. In 4th place with 2 victories, we have Sir Jacob Samuels. In 3rd place with 4 victories, we have Sir Christopher Hatton. In 2nd place with 5 victories, we have Sir Victor Thorne. And our champion, conquering 6 total victories, Sir William Dudley. These have been the new riders of the Golden Age. If you enjoyed watching these knights brutalize each other for your entertainment, go see them in person. They perform here in Texas at the Sherwood Forest Fair every year. If you are not native to Texas, there is a link to their schedule in the description. They may be performing at your local Renaissance Festival. If you need to see more of them right now, they have a documentary called Nightlife. It streams anywhere streaming happens, even here on YouTube for free. In that documentary, you can find the 2023 and 2024 tournament jousts. If you have gotten this far into the video, it is absolutely worth your time to watch. There is a link in the description.
This, the New Riders School of Hard Knocks, by authority of anyone possessing 2 eyes and at least half a brain, having satisfactorily fulfilled all requirements by being one tough son of a bitch, that Sam Keeker is hereby granted the title of Stubborn Bastard, with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining therein. Just so everybody understands why we did that, Sam was knocked low by the flu, and he barely recovered when he got here, and has been fighting that while trying to fight us, and didn't quit at all. So, we just wanted to,
And all the other tough bastard stuff he does.
yeah,